vandalism. We all know what it is. We've all seen its dismal effects, its damaging results, and we all know that none but the vandal enjoys such prideless, thoughtless, useless savagery. How to cure it is another matter. But a cure does exist. In Glenorchy, city of around 38,000 people, in an area of little over 28,000 acres, an answer has been found. It's a city busy like any other, making and selling wares for the world, mushrooming with new homes and public buildings, preoccupied with human lives, standards and relationships. In short, a city with a charter of human responsibility. In this city, Public Relations Officer Penny Cresswell provided a recipe for a social experiment which works. It's a success. It's changed the course of a lot of human lives, and it'll change many more. This social experiment is now known as the Glenorchy Junior Council. If the recipe for the cure was modest, so also was the beginning of the Junior Council. But as the idea fired the imaginations of the young inhabitants, essentially one of sharing with adults the responsibility for their city, Glenorchy children formed committees, elected councillors, and held meetings to decide what could be done and how to do it. They took to the role of city responsibility like fishes to water. They questioned, argued, and probed the limits of what they could do. They've shown clearly that age has no monopoly on common sense. It didn't take them long to point out that if a city is to feel better, it must look better. Youthful logic could not be denied, so the mesh of the city was enlivened by green-fingered children who planted geraniums by the 100 score to make the city garden-wise. They've shown a genius for innovation, one artistic triumph after another. Improvement in view after view has followed their steps in beautification of their surroundings. Booty and beauty from the bush have helped them in their enterprise of decorating shopping centres, and dull care has fled before their vital schemes. Neglected vistas have come to life, raw places made easier to the eyes, bare places given life as the children dug, raked, planted and cared for their charges. They've created something where there was nothing. They've created a bond of unity in their efforts, and they've shown that adults are not the only members of society to claim foresight. The flow of their ideas and efforts has given incentive to people in all age groups. Gardens bloom where none did before. Streets become more attractive, and the untidy views are being transformed by children with a purpose. Civic award signs suggested by the children are given by the council for notable street improvements. Their physical effort has been monumental. They've turned the tide of indifference that used to be, and pride is taking the place of thoughtlessness and boredom. They've created posters and displays. Agile minds and deft fingers make art a driving force in their campaign. Public awareness is their aim, and they've realized the value of advertising. Mr. C. Vic Pride is an image of their own ideas. The image is winning and healthy, the message timely and not to be mistaken. Slowly, they're breaking down the barriers of the stupid and the thoughtless. Collectively, they're making sure, among many things, that there'll be less injury on their city beaches. And they make a profit, too. Safety is not left to Providence. Character and kindliness is being moulded in their tributes of time to the aged. And for them, young company is a welcome sight and sound when friendly calls are made. Odd jobs and messages are done, and more importantly, ideas exchanged. As the author said, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings. A roadside seat appears where there was none and is made bright. Children know that ideas are the breath of life, often when older minds are closed to them. They know too that watchfulness is complementary to good work done. They're vigilant, and when they tour their city, little is missed by their critical eyes. Their reportage is sound, and the senior council listen to them. In the work of the junior councillors is reflected a resurgence of the spirit which makes a community strong, reliable, kindly, and above all, thoughtful. Virtues which the vandal finds unbeatable, and which in the end conquer him. They deliver newsletters to householders so they can have first-hand knowledge of what's happening in the city. But it's not all something for nothing. Good work brings rewards, as is proper in a world regarding proper values. Stars for merit are the open sesame to a half-price season ticket to the city's splendid Olympic pool. Nor is it all work and no play. It's time to celebrate. Bus tickets flung onto the streets by the untidy and other matter from clean-up campaigns stoke barbecue fires. Young appetites were never in doubt. The clean-up here is quite as effective as their more serious campaigns. Lusty voices are raised in singing, and sing with joy they might, for their lives and work are shaping a new era. Parade and dance they may too, for these are primary joys of life while life is young. Glenorchy Junior Council is now well established. It grows and its influence spreads beyond its own work. It's come to mean much more than a name for its acts and its thoughts. It's also a group symbol for good works for a good end. Much has been done, much remains to be done. But there's no lack of ideas advanced and discussed as the Mayor of Glenorchy Council presides over yet another meeting of the Junior Council. What was once the city and the council has now become their city and their council.